Hey guys, Starcraft here. I know the poll and I did the thumbnail and everything for the Jeff Loeb Creator Spotlight, but I'm putting that off until Sunday, maybe even Monday, because I've already done so many in a row and I don't want to reach burnout. Besides, tomorrow I got seeing Captain Marvel. Yes, I'm still going to see it, just so I can also be able to roast it, and going with my friend Ingrid. And got the big stream tomorrow as well. Cannot wait for that. And I really want to try doing that story spotlight thing as well. I really got stuff to say about that. I got stuff to say about Loeb too, don't get me wrong. I love Loeb as a writer. He's one of my favorite writers as well. I just wanted to give a chance to get my head cleared up before I do that. So what am I going to talk about today? It's going to be a bit of a short one, a regular review. Shazam number 3. Yep, finally getting along to this. I was going to talk about Doomsday Clock number 9, but I think that deserves its own video, don't you think? So, let's waste no time and get right in. For the record, this cover is a complete lie. Let's start with the cover. Like I said, it's a complete lie. Mr. Mine doesn't even appear in this much last I checked, unless it's a brief bit that I passed over. But we open up back in the Funland as we're focusing on the king that they had met before, King Kid, as he's basically saying, "A toast to my new guest, Billy Batson and his wonderful family." I like this break spread, and there's Mary in the middle being the killjoy, and he's basically introducing himself, basically saying, everything about Funland. They have 306 amusement rides, 22 candy factories, 55 malt shops, the biggest picture book library in all the 7 realms, though it's usually used for mudball tournaments. Basically a kid's dream, as everyone's having fun eating and all that. But then, then Mary's still being, like I said, the buzzkill. And she's even asking the big question of, how'd you know who we were before we met King Kid? And basically he just explains himself a bit more, that for years and more years than he can remember, the MagicLands have been sealed off from one another. No new kid could find their way to Funland. Then suddenly the tunnels are open and the doors are unlocked. And basically pointing out how, going back to what we've seen before, that Shazam was only one of 7, and that he's asking to be on the seventh throne. And Darla, being Darla, is ready to just give him the magic word, but Mary stops him. And he explains a bit more, saying now there's 7 champions, 1 for each land, and basically pointing out each of these, the Shazam family represents all of that. And there was once the 7th wizard who protected the land. Now that falls onto the 7 champions, and he feels he's destined to be one. And King Kid's basically asking, Billy, let me. The power will help me bring even more children who need fun in their lives to Funland. And again, he's just making his case. Mary's trying to point out, we don't mean to be disrespectful. We're just new to all this. And the idea of 7 lands, we don't know anything about them or you. And he basically explains himself a bit more, how he was a young kid who clearly had a very abusive family, and all of a sudden he ended up in the peppermint field with a scepter, his wishing stick. He had no idea what it was, but he was able to use it to start creating the Funland, and then he would start to bring other kids in, more and more and more. He would just keep making more, stuff for the kids until the Funlands are, or maybe a wish fulfillment area. And then he shows the map again of the MagicLands. He then confesses he's never been to any of the other lands, but most of them were nearly destroyed by Mr. Mine and his monsters. Oh boy! Alright, he trusts the monster lands is still closed off. Nice. And basically says the entrance to it was sealed in the Rock of Eternity. He then explains, and Billy just admits, there's so much the wizard never told us that he never could tell us. And again, they're still wondering, but then Mary starts to say is, we gotta get home. And of course, King Kid is like, why would you ever want to go home? And they're all basically saying, we gotta get back to our parents. And he's like, you're living with your parents? Foster parents. And even when Freddie says, you're such the adult, Mary. Why wouldn't you? And you wouldn't even eat a bite of something. To which King Kid's being put off, saying, wait, she's an adult? Technically, she's turning 18. Don't mention college. Carla's getting upset. And then King Kid basically says, if Mary says they should go, you think he's about to let them go? Then he has everyone attack, and they grab Mary. Get her, my clown. And then we have them turn it into, and they say the magic word as Freddie, and as Eugene, and Billy, and Pedro transform. And because they got turned into adults, King Kid is even more flipping out. You're adults. It was all a trick. The Funland's been invaded. He's just panicking. It's leading to more action as stuff gets damaged. And yeah, basically the rule number one of Funland: never trust an adult. Which explains why that one guy was running from the birthday cake in the last issue. He was going to turn 18 and he didn't want everything to end. Then we just started leading to Pedro smashing, trying to help Darla out, smashing through a wall as everyone's being tossed around to different areas. In this case, a video game land. The game land is where they're sent to. Meanwhile, and oh boy, how very trot of it. Then we see Darla and Freddy are sliding through as they end up in the Wildlands. As well, that's where we end. It's them stuck in the Wildlands. And it says, into the Wildland, into the game land, and the secret of King Kid. I'm very interested about where this is going. And, expanding on everything with the different lands. King Kid, yeah, okay, I think it was all obvious he was going to be a very Peter Pan-like person, not wanting to grow up and everything. And, this is a very predictable where twists were going. But then, if this is going to be an excuse to try and give us more about the other MagicLands, I welcome it. And and the fact that Mary's turning 18 still puts me off. But overall, nice follow-up. Does feel like it's going a little on the slow side, but again, I'm still welcoming where it's going. It sounds like that Jeff Johns has a big story planned. And yeah, that's all I really can say.
So that was Shazam number 3, and a bit on the predictable side a little bit. I kind of saw this coming since the last issue. But for what it is, I still enjoy it. Although now it's making it more clear that how the age gap between Mary and Billy, which still just feels a little off to me. I'm so used to them being twins, not Mary being the older one. But what are you going to do? Still, it's still fun. I like the family dynamic, and yeah. Not much else to say really on this one. I'm curious to see where this goes. Got nothing else to say. See you all next time. Take care.